Here's some food for thought on you. We've all got caught up in this cordless world that we live in. Cordless tools, cordless this, cordless that. But is cordless actually a gain or is it a loss? Like, these are the big questions that people have to ask nowadays. We live in a world with the depleting resources and higher prices. Corded tools and air powered tools are cheaper. They take up a smaller footprint and they're smaller. Like air nailers. They're smaller than their cordless counterpart and they're lighter, so they're easier on the body. They're gonna fit into tighter spaces and stuff like that. Like I've told many people, if you're a finishing carpenter, the best investment that you're gonna make is some premium air nailers and a cordless compressor. Run it that way. But see, that's the thing is, with all these cordless tools, more and more batteries have to be produced, and more of these batteries create waste. Not only that, all these new high-end cordless tools have electronics that create e-waste when they need to be disposed of, and a good percentage of that does not get recycled or recycled properly. Like we live in a world where we're bleeding the dang thing dry for everything that we want. So yes, it is nice and convenient to have cordless tools and stuff like that, and they come in handy. But do you need to have every single tool you own cordless? Is there any real benefit to having every tool that you own cordless? There's more benefits to have an air powered tool, and more benefits to having a corded tool in a lot of cases and scenarios. So, like, that's just a little bit of food for thought. You want to be good for the environment. You want to be better for the world and stuff like that. You want to lower your electrical bill. I actually believe not using a corded tool consumes less electricity than it does charging and discharging and recharging a battery because there's power loss in that process. So it's not as efficient and it's not cheaper on the electrical bill. But I'd like to read you guys something, okay? Cordless tools are not obsolete and they are an awesome alternative to cordless tools. Corded tools have their benefits and still have their place in so many situations. Now, we're going to cover a couple things here about them. Battery production and disposal, okay? Resource extraction for cordless tools and their lithium ion batteries requires the extraction of rare and finite resources like lithium, cobalt, and nickel. Mining these materials has a significant environmental impact, including habitat destruction, water use, and pollution. Battery manufacturing. This production of batteries involves energy intensive processes that contribute greatly to greenhouse gas emissions and other pollutions. The disposal and recycling of batteries have a limited lifespan and eventually need to be replaced and disposed of or recycled. Improper disposal can lead to environmental contamination, while recycling processes not always efficient or widely available. Okay? Energy efficiency. Direct power use corded tools draw power directly from an electrical grid, which can be more efficient than charging and discharging batteries. There's less energy loss in conversion and storage compared to multiple steps involved with battery use, charging, storing them, and discharging them and recharging them. Consistent power supply. There are many tools out there that when the battery starts to get weak, you lose performance and your quality suffers, like sanders. A corded sander starts working at half speed or the speed dills down because the battery's not outputting enough to keep the right RPM, you're going to have a horrible finish. A planer, you're going to start getting chipping in your wood from your plating and or burning and stuff like that. It's like there's a lot of tools. Table saws can become dangerous. Chop saws can become dangerous when power levels drop and stuff like that. So, like that's the thing. Constant power supply. Corded tools provide a constant power supply to avoid the inefficiencies and energy loss that occurs when batteries degrade or lose power over time and lose capacity to hold charge. That's the other thing. A battery over time will lose its capacity to hold maximum charge, so you'll be using a tool with half the power that it should have. Longevity and durability. This is a big one. A lot of you people don't know this, but cordless tools are made to be disposable. Corded tools are not. They're actually built a little bit higher quality, but there's less components in them to fail. There's less electronics in them to fail. Corded tools tend to have longer operational lifespans compared to their cordless counterparts. Batteries degrade over time and need to be replaced, whereas corded tools, if maintained properly, can last many years without need of significant repairs, components, or replacement. Less frequent replacement. There is a need. The need for fewer replacements means reduced demand on manufacturing new tools and batteries, which in turn reduces resource extraction and manufacturing impacts. See, there's no crazy electronics in these corded tools like circuit boards that control battery management and stuff like that can get damaged and fail. They're usually made out of higher quality material, and they're simple and they're basic. So when it comes to fixing them, average DIYer can pull it apart, get the parts that they need to fix these things and stuff like that, and keep them going. But they're just built better. It's a hard truth, but it is. Okay, e-waste reduction. Fewer components. Corded tools generally have fewer electronic components compared to cordless tools with their battery management systems and motor management systems. This results in less electronic waste when the tool eventually reaches the end of its life. Simpler disposal. Disposing of a corded tool is generally simpler and poses fewer environmental risks compared to disposing of batteries and circuit boards and electronics, which require special handling to avoid environmental contamination. Infrastructure and usage patterns. Electrical infrastructure is widely available in most working environments. Almost every place you work at has an outlet or a power source available to you, reducing the need for additional batteries and charging stations associated energy consumption. That's the thing. You have power loss when you're charging those batteries. But usage patterns. For applications where tools are used in fixed locations or for extended periods of time, corded tools eliminate the need for multiple batteries and chargers, streamlining operation and reducing environmental impact. How many batteries do you have to own? And then when those batteries reach the end of their life, how many of them do you have to replace? You can spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on batteries in your career and create thousands and thousands and thousands of tons of unrecyclable waste and contamination and environmental impact from using this is why not every single tool I have is cordless. I have some specific cordless tools because they're convenient. But a lot of my main tools are still run off air and plug into a wall because it's all in all better and smarter in so many ways. Your pocketbook isn't hit as hard. If it gets stolen, goes missing, you don't cry too much. If you got to replace it, it's not that hard to replace it. If you got to repair it, it's quite easy to repair. And the cost of batteries, maintaining batteries and replacing batteries over time gets expensive. And the more money that you spend, the less money you're making. And even for big, large corporations, these people can spend millions of dollars every year on cordless equipment. When had they not gone cordless equipment, they would have saved that millions of dollars. So, this is the thing. So, plain and simply, corded tools offer environmental benefits over cordless tools. They offer financial benefits. They offer benefits to efficiency and consistency and performance. So just a little bit of food for thought for you guys on when you're making a decision. You're at the hardware store going to buy a tool. Do you really need it to be corded or cordless? Do you honestly need a cordless tool for that job? And which one's going to be better for you?